This is Excel Simulation 2A Part 2. We did the first 10 exercises. This one I'm going to do 11 through 20. So I believe this one will be a little bit quicker than the other one. So we're going to select the range F14 to F42. So here's F14, and we're going to go down to F42. And that's H. Good job. So let's try it here again. F14 to F42. Then we want to select. Now I'm going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work, but a shortcut to replace something is Control H. You would think it would be Control R, but it's really not. I'm going to see if that works. If not, we'll just click on the Find and Select. And it actually did. So that's a good shortcut for you. If you don't remember what it is, click on Find and Select, and then choose Replace, which brings up the exact same box over here. So we're going to replace erosion. And with erosion control, I want to show you something in the options, assuming it will let me. So I'm going to click the options here, and notice that it says match the entire cell contents. So if there's something that says erosion 2, it's not going to match it. But also there's an option for change case or match case, which means if you have a cell that has a little e, it's not going to find it. So just bear it in mind for your options. We're going to choose Replace All. And it found 13 replacements. And then we can close that. So now we're going to go to the left of the formula bar, click the name box. We want to put in A44. And that's a way that you can actually go to cell A44, which it did. Then we want to do the date and time, and we're going to choose now, and which is basically the date with the hour and minutes. So you can just type in now, or you can go to the formulas, choose date and time, and find now, which is right here. And here it tells you over here, replaces the date and time, formatted as a date and time, has no arguments. So let's click on OK. And it gives us 1/15/2013-35, which obviously is not correct. So now we want to go and we're going to talk about freezing panes, which are really neat. An A1, we're going to click in A1. And then we're going to click in select row 14. Now that doesn't mean anything as far as clicking in A1. It's okay. So what we want to do is we want to freeze this row, and everything up top here is also going to be there so that when we use our mouse to scroll down, you'll see the quantity and stock, item, tree name, and all this stuff that's on top. To do that, just go to View and Freeze Pane. So let's find Freeze Panes, and we're going to freeze here. We could freeze the top row, but we really don't want to do that because that's row 1. So let's click on Freeze Panes. And notice that when you go down, how it just moves just this here, and everything else up top is visible for you. That's very helpful. And to get rid of it, just go to View and Unfreeze Panes. So we're going to click in any cell in the data below row 13. So this qualifies as an any cell. And then we're going to go to Table and Create Table. So there's also different ways to do it. So let's click on the tables group in here. Let's see, in row 13, click on the Insert tab. And we need to find the tables group in here, which is right over here. Let's click on Table. And it tells us my table has header cells. So then we're going to be able to filter, and we're going to be able to sort based upon these names up top here, because we have my table has headers. So notice that it did it in a format that it was a default. You can go and change that, which is exactly what we're going to do right now. So apply table style, light blue style 16. So here's our table styles, and under the third row, the third style. 1, 2, 3. And the third style is right here. So notice these arrows here. That's what's going to allow you to filter and to sort. So now we want to go to retail price, which is right here. Now, remember when we sort, it's not going to sort just this column. It's going to sort the entire table. So you don't have to worry about that. So we just choose sort smallest to largest, which it did. Then we're going to go to the category, and we're going to select sort A to Z. Now, it didn't say smallest to largest because it's a number, and this one was a number. This one is actually text. So let's go to category, wherever that is. Here it is. And we'll sort A to Z. So that makes sense. Cherry, 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 M, and then O. In the header row, we want to filter smallest to largest. So let's see. Here's our filter somewhere in the, looking for it, in the item number. There we go. And again, we want to the filter arrow and select smallest to largest. And that's obviously wrong. Click sort smallest to largest. So let's try that again. Because I think I ticked largest to smallest. There we go. Does not like it if you don't do what you want to. It wants you. Click the category, select all to clear the checkbox, and then we can filter. So we're in the category. So notice that everything is select all. So if I wanted to just do the maple, and I click maple, it's just actually going to give me everything but maple. So we need to clear the select all. So now nothing's selected. If I were to click OK, nothing would actually show up. We want maple. We just want maple. If you wanted others, you can choose that as well. Click on OK. And now all we have in maple. But notice that this is cell row 20, 24, 26. So it didn't delete the cells. You just can't see them. They're just basically hidden. In the Table 2's Design tab, we want to do a total rule. So let's click on Table Tools. And here is our Design tab. And then what we want to do is we want to click on a total row. So here is a total, and it will actually total for us. So let's see what happens when we do that. So we created a total row. And we have the stock level here is added up. So let's go and let's see what else it wants us to do. Click cell A43, which is right here. And then click the arrow to display to the right and click sum. So here is the arrow. And we're going to choose sum. And then we'll actually put it to the sum right here, which is basically doing the same thing as auto sum. Then we want to clear all filters in the table. Well, you would think the way to do it is go to Home and Filters, or go to Data and Filters. Here's a filter. That, unfortunately, is not going to work in a simulation. So what you need to do is look for anything that lets that, like that funnel. And you want to click on the arrow. And let's get rid of Clear Filter from Category. Filter the table so erosion control displays in the landscape. Let's see. So here's the landscape column. And let's go and get rid of all, select all, and then we're going to do erosion control. So now you're only seeing erosion control. Filter the table so that only oak. So now we're going to have only oak that's in erosion control. So we do the same thing. Click on OK. And now we only see oak and erosion control. So now we're going to clear all filters from the table. This time we have to do both. So we need to clear this filter here. And we need to clear this filter here. And we want to remove the total row from the table. Well, you would think you would just delete the total row. But really, all you have to do is click on this here, the checkbox there, and that gets rid of it for you. In the View tab, in the groom, we're going to change it to 75. That's pretty easy. So we'll go to View, and we need to zoom, and 75 is one of the options. If you didn't like it, you can choose whatever you wanted. And then to go back to 100, just choose 100. So make cell F5 or F9 the actual active cell. So here is F9. And we're going to split it. So we're going to go to the split icon right here. Click on it. That allows you to actually split the table so you can do different things with it. I'm not a big fan of it, but you can actually do different things within the split. But to get rid of it, you want to remove the split bars and then make the cell active. It kind of really is confusing what that means. You would think you could just double click and drag them or whatever it is. But in order to do it, you just click on split again, which is actually will unsplit it. But I want to show you this here so you can see that we don't really have much in here and it's simulated. So you can see how you can treat this totally separate from down up here. So it doesn't let you do it because it's simulation, but that's how you would use the split. So to get rid of the split, we're just going to click here, and now it's gone. Remove the split bars and make cell A1. We can either click in cell A1 or we could hit Control Home. On page layout, we want to choose slice. So let's go to page layout. It would be nice if they're all in alphabetical order, but unfortunately they're not. So we have slices right here. Select the range A13 to H13. So this is A13 to H13 here. And we're going to do heading 4. So we need to go back to home. And we need to go to tables, cell styles, and we want heading 4. Then we want to change the alignment to center, which is right here. Okay, we have one more. Change the orientation to landscape. So there's different ways to do it. So we have the page layout and there's orientation. Or if you didn't like choosing it from here, you can go to margins and choose custom margins. And then you can choose different things from in here. But the easiest way to do it is just choose the page layout and the orientation. In page setup, click print titles under print titles. So let's go to file. Oops. We want to go to page setup, sorry. So it tells us to click print titles. So we click print titles. And it basically brings up, if you were to click over here, the exact same thing. But it takes you to the sheet option. So under print titles, the rows to repeat at type. So let's click rows to repeat at type. In here, we'll click this here. And we'll start with 13. And we'll expand it again. And we'll click OK. And then we'll go to print preview. And we want to choose no scaling arrow. So here's the no scaling arrow. And click on fit all columns on one page. And that is everything for Simulation 2A. So hopefully this was helpful to you, and this video will be available for you very shortly.